Di tengah alun-alun kota yang ramai, seorang wanita muda memilih tersenyum meski terus menjadi bahan godaan. Baginya, cibiran orang lain sudah menjadi hal yang biasa. Namun, rasa lelah mulai menguasainya. Ia hanya ingin berbaring dan melupakan semua tekanan tentang hidup dan pernikahan. Di saat yang sama, seorang temannya bercanda sambil mendoakan agar ia segera menemukan pria romantis di Hong Kong. Candaan itu terdengar ringan, tetapi justru mengingatkannya pada satu kenyataan. Semua orang seolah ikut mencampuri urusan cintanya. Tak lama kemudian, suasana berubah menjadi kacau. Seorang nenek tua tiba-tiba mengejar dan berusaha menyeretnya. Wanita itu kebingungan. Dalam hati ia bertanya-tanya, apakah benar nasibnya kini ditentukan oleh seorang nenek yang ditemuinya di alun-alun. Saat emosi memuncak dan sang nenek hampir memukulnya, wanita itu tetap berusaha tenang. Dengan suara tegas, ia menjelaskan bahwa memukul orang lain adalah tindakan yang melanggar hukum. Ia bahkan mengutip aturan tentang sanksi bagi pelaku kekerasan, mulai dari ancaman penahanan hingga denda. Ia juga memperingatkan bahwa jika tindakan itu sampai menyebabkan luka, kasusnya bisa berubah menjadi tindak pidana. Orang-orang di sekitar hanya bisa terdiam menyaksikan keberaniannya. Tidak ada yang menyangka wanita itu mampu menghadapi situasi setegang itu dengan kepala dingin. Namun, alasan dibalik kemarahan sang nenek akhirnya terungkap. Dengan nada kesal sekaligus penuh rasa sayang, nenek itu mengaku bahwa wanita tersebut adalah cucunya sendiri. Selama lebih dari 30 tahun, cucunya belum juga menikah. Dan hal itu membuatnya terus-menerus khawatir. Baginya, semua tindakan yang dilakukan hanyalah bentuk kasih sayang seorang nenek yang takut cucunya akan menjalani hidup sendirian. Mendengar pengakuan itu, wanita tersebut langsung terkejut. Ia sama sekali tidak menyangka bahwa orang yang baru saja memarahinya ternyata adalah nenek kandungnya. Suasana yang tadinya penuh ketegangan perlahan berubah menjadi canggung sekaligus mengharukan. Sambil tersenyum hangat, sang nenek memperkenalkan dirinya sebagai Mei Fang. Ia meminta agar dipanggil dengan namanya saja. Senyum di wajahnya semakin lebar ketika mendengar cucunya akhirnya memanggil Mei Fang. Pertemuan yang diawali dengan amarah, itu pun berubah menjadi awal hubungan yang lebih hangat. Di balik omelan dan kemarahannya, ternyata hanya ada seorang nenek yang sangat mencintai cucunya dan berharap melihatnya hidup bahagia. What started as an ordinary day quickly turned into an unexpected romantic encounter. After accepting a bowl of sweet soup from Mei Fang, the young woman thought the day couldn't get any stranger. But Mei Fang had something else in mind. With a mischievous smile, she suddenly asked if she was still single. When the answer was yes, Mei Fang immediately pointed toward a handsome man standing outside. She couldn't stop praising him. According to Mei Fang, his name was Alai. He had a master's degree, spoke 4 languages, could cook delicious meals, fix electrical problems, repair plumbing, had impressive six-pack abs, served like a professional, and on top of all that, was incredibly handsome. To Mei Fang, he was the perfect man. Curious, the young woman couldn't help but take another look. Maybe Mei Fang wasn't exaggerating after all. Determined to make a connection, Mei Fang excitedly suggested that the two should exchange contact information. When the opportunity finally arrived, the woman nervously searched for an excuse to approach him. Just as she was about to give up, fate stepped in. Her phone suddenly ran out of battery. Gathering all her courage, she walked over and politely asked if she could borrow his phone to make a call. That simple request became the beginning of an unexpected conversation. As they talked, she learned that he was also single. Instead of playing games or hiding her feelings, she decided to be completely honest. Looking straight into his eyes, she confessed, "I like you. Would you give me a chance?" For a brief moment, everything fell silent. Then, to her surprise, he smiled and replied, "I'll give you a chance." She could hardly believe what she had just heard. What began as a borrowed phone call had turned into the official beginning of a brand new relationship. Sometimes, love doesn't arrive with perfect timing or elaborate plans. Sometimes, it starts with a dead phone battery and the courage to say exactly what's in your heart, just when it seemed like the relationship was finally moving forward. An awkward silence filled the air. The young woman looked at him with a puzzled expression. "You still haven't answered my confession," she sighed, waiting for a clear response. Instead of giving her a direct answer, He tried to change the subject, but she refused to let him avoid the question. Listen to me, she insisted. As she carefully looked him up and down, something suddenly caught her attention. Wait a second. Her eyes slowly drifted toward his stomach. Didn't you say you had six-pack ABS? She crossed her arms and raised an eyebrow. Really? He froze. Because you don't look like someone with a six-pack. For a moment, neither of them said a word. His confident expression instantly disappeared, replaced by pure embarrassment. The confident image he had built just moments earlier began to fall apart, while she struggled to hold back her laughter. What started as a romantic confession suddenly turned into a hilarious reality check, proving that first impressions and the bold claims don't always survive a closer look. After the unexpected encounter with the handsome stranger, life slowly returned to normal. One day, she came home, only to be greeted by her energetic grandmother once again. Before she could even sit down, her grandmother started teasing her with endless questions about her love life. So, are you still in touch with that handsome guy? The question caught her off guard. She let out a small sigh before answering honestly. You don't think there's going to be anything more between us? He wants a serious relationship. Hearing that, her grandmother looked at her with a playful smile. You signed, a little disappointed. She couldn't deny it. Well, he was really handsome, she admitted with a shy laugh. Who wouldn't be disappointed? Her grandmother chuckled, amused by the confession. Wanting to cheer her up, she suddenly changed the subject. Forget about him for now, she sighed warmly. It's your birthday today. There's cake waiting for you. The young woman blinked in surprise. A birthday cake? Her grandmother nodded with a loving smile. Of course. Are you going to eat it? At that moment, all the disappointment she had been carrying seemed to fade away. Sometimes, not every romance gets the ending we hope for. But no matter how heartbreaking love can be, there will always be someone waiting at home with warmth, kindness, and the birthday cake to remind you that you are deeply loved. 2 days had passed without seeing each other. The moment they finally met again, he looked at her with a smile and he asked, Where have you been? You disappeared for 2 whole days. She laughed softly. I thought you already knew. The conversation flowed naturally until he offered her a slice of cake. Want some? She looked at the dessert for a moment before shaking her head. No more cake will make me gain weight. I'm on a diet. Hearing that, he immediately felt guilty. I'm sorry, he sighed. He didn't think about that. She smiled warmly and reassured him. It's okay. Eating cake once in a while won't hurt. They shared the cake together as they wished each other a happy new year, enjoying the quiet moment that neither of them wanted to end. As they continued talking, they realized it had been 2 years since they first met. I've missed you, one of them admitted. After a brief silence, he took a deep breath. There's something you want to ask you. She looked at him curiously. What is it? Gathering all his courage, he smiled and decided, let's try a short-term relationship. His unexpected proposal left her speechless. Then a bittersweet thought crossed her mind. If the ending is destined to be goodbye, would you rather never have loved at all, or choose to experience the happiness we shared, even if it doesn't last forever? Sometimes, love isn't about how long it lasts. Sometimes, it's about cherishing every beautiful moment before it's gone.
As the afternoon slowly faded, the young man suggested spending the rest of the day by the beach to watch the sunset together. Although the sky was still bright, he wanted to create another memory with her. She hesitated for a moment because she didn't want to leave Meifang alone. But the cheerful grandmother insisted that she was perfectly capable of taking care of herself. More than anything, she wanted to see the two of them enjoying their time together. With a warm smile, Meifang practically pushed them out the door. She jokingly teased them for acting like a shy couple and promised to prepare her special homemade clay pot rice for dinner when they returned. Her playful encouragement left them both blushing, but they couldn't hide the excitement of spending the evening together. The two wandered through the streets, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere without any particular destination. They laughed over little things, admired the changing colors of the sky, and discovered how comfortable silence could be when shared with the right person. It was one of those rare moments that felt simple yet unforgettable. As they grew closer, they began talking about everyday life and future dreams. They even imagined cooking together someday, sharing favorite recipes, and creating a home filled with warmth and laughter. Those ordinary dreams somehow felt more meaningful than any grand romantic promise. However, beneath the happiness, a small feeling of uncertainty started to appear. the young woman wondered whether the connection between them was truly special or if he treated everyone with the same kindness. She quietly questioned whether he often spent time making videos and memories with other women, afraid that what felt unique to her might only be routine for him. That uncertainty made her realize something important. A relationship could never thrive if one person's heart was divided. Genuine love required complete sincerity, not attention shared among several people. Trust, honesty, and commitment were the only foundations strong enough to turn beautiful moments into a lasting relationship. As the sun slowly disappeared beyond the horizon, they continued walking side by side. Neither of them knew what the future would bring, but they both understood that every meaningful relationship begins with choosing one person wholeheartedly and protecting that choice every single day.